She purchased a wounded German Shepherd for just $5. Everyone labeled it a mistake. But days later, the dog did something that made her break down in tears. What she believed was a stray with a broken body turned out to be something much more astonishing, inspiring an entire town. Lily was only 7 years old, and she always said, "One day, I'll find my real best friend." That day arrived sooner than anyone imagined. While visiting a neighbor's dilapidated property on the outskirts of town with her grandfather, Lily spotted movement near an old, rusted barn. There, lying in a bed of straw and mud, was a German Shepherd, thin, limping, with dull eyes, body scarred, tied loosely to a fence post as if he didn't matter at all. When Lily inquired about the dog, the man shrugged. "He's no good anymore. Hurt his leg. You can take him for $5. Lily looked up at her grandfather, her eyes wide, then reached into her jacket pocket, pulling out exactly 5 crumpled dollars. Her hand trembled slightly as she extended the bill toward the man. It was all she had, money she'd saved from helping her grandma gather eggs and sweeping the porch every weekend. The man snatched up the crumpled cash without a second glance, muttering, "He's your problem now." But to Lily, Bruno wasn't a problem. He was a promise. Her grandfather hesitated, asking, "Sweetheart, are you sure?" She nodded firmly, saying, "He needs someone, and I think he picked me." Gently, they untied the dog, careful not to startle him. Bruno didn't resist. He simply stood there, weak but willing, following Lily silently. That moment sealed their bond forever. When they arrived home, Lily made him a bed in the barn with warm blankets and fresh water. She knelt beside him, stroked his fur softly, and whispered, "You're safe now." Bruno, the name came to her instinctively, and for the first time, the dog let out a soft sigh. As if he understood he finally belonged somewhere. The first few days were quiet. Bruno moved little, ate little, and his limp seemed worse than Lily had realized. He flinched at every sudden sound. He never barked or growled, just watched with tired eyes that had seen too much. Lily stayed by his side for hours, reading bedtime stories, sharing bits of her sandwich, even placing her favorite stuffed animal next to him at night. Her grandparents watched in silence, unsure if the dog would survive or learn to trust again. But Lily never gave up. Every morning, she greeted Bruno with a cheerful, "Good morning, buddy," and every night, she tucked him in like a sibling. Slowly, something began to change. One evening, as Lily hummed softly while brushing hay, Bruno gave a tiny, uncertain wag of his tail. It wasn't much, but to Lily, it was everything. That single wag confirmed what she believed deep down. Bruno wasn't just healing physically. He was learning to feel safe. And more importantly, he was learning to love again. Before long, Lily's grandfather started noticing strange things about Bruno. One evening, with the TV playing a military documentary in the background, the sound of marching boots on the screen made Bruno instantly snap to attention. He stood still, ears alert, body tense, like a soldier responding to a familiar call. Lily saw it too. "Grandpa, why did he do that?" she asked softly. The next morning, something even stranger occurred. Lily accidentally dropped a bucket of grain, and before she could react, Bruno darted forward, positioning himself between her and the noise, protectively calculating. Later, Lily playfully pointed her finger like a toy gun and shouted, "Bang!" Bruno immediately dropped to the ground, playing dead. No one had ever trained him for that. Her grandfather watched from the porch, furrowed his brow. "That dog's been trained," he said softly. "Not just tricks, serious training." Lily looked down at Bruno, who now rested peacefully beside her. Maybe he had forgotten who he was. Until now, as the sun was setting, Lily wandered a little too far near the edge of the woods behind the farm. Chasing a butterfly with Bruno behind her, the tall grass was still. The air suddenly still too. A rustle came from the bushes, and in a flash, a wild boar burst out snarling and charging straight toward her. Lily froze, her heart pounding in her chest. But Bruno didn't hesitate. With one swift motion, he launched himself between Lily and the charging animal, barking with such force that his voice echoed through the trees. Without hesitation or backing down, Bruno circled, dodged, and herded the boar away from her, growling fiercely until it finally retreated into the woods. When the danger was gone, Bruno returned to Lily's side, licking her hand gently, as if nothing had happened. The next morning, Lily's grandfather made a decision. We need to get him checked again. Properly, he said. They took Bruno to the town's animal clinic, a small place nestled between the feed store and the bakery. Dr. Simmons, the vet, welcomed them warmly and examined Bruno carefully. As he ran his hands along the dog's neck and shoulders, he paused. There's something here, he murmured softly, pressing into Bruno's skin. Moments later, he pulled out a small, embedded metallic chip, damaged but intact. Using a specialized reader, Dr. Simmons scanned the tag. What appeared on the screen made his eyebrows shoot up. This dog isn't a stray. He was part of a military K-9 unit called Bravo 9, presumed dead in action 2 years ago during a transport explosion. Lily gasped. Tears welled in her eyes as she knelt beside Bruno. Bruno licked her face gently, as if to say, "It's okay now." She whispered, "You were a hero before I met you, but now you're my hero too." In that moment, the $5 dog became something far greater, proof that broken things can still save lives. It didn't take long for Bruno's story to spread. Dr. Simmons, moved by what he discovered, contacted a local reporter who had previously served in the military. The article appeared in the town paper a few days later. Title: Forgotten K-9 Hero Found by 10-Year-Old Girl. Within hours, people started arriving at the farm, some bringing treats for Bruno. Others just wanted to meet the brave dog who had come back from the dead. Neighbors who had once kept their distance now left thank you cards and bones on the porch. One retired soldier even drove across 2 counties just to shake Lily's hand and salute Bruno. He had saved more than lives on the battlefield. The man said, "He reminded us what loyalty looks like." Lily looked out at the crowd, then down at Bruno. "I didn't know who he was when I gave him that $5. She began, her voice trembling. "I just knew he needed someone. And maybe I did too." Her eyes welled with tears as she wiped one away with her sleeve. "They say I rescued him. But I think he rescued me first." The crowd fell silent. Bruno stood beside her, strong and calm, his tail wagging gently as if he understood every word. Lily reached down, hugged him tightly, and whispered, "You're my best friend." And in that moment, not a single eye remained dry.